Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing well. This is your host Nisar. Today I am renting out a Tesla, to experience it for the first time. Just to give you a context, Tesla is a electric car company. Uh, they launched its first vehicle in 2008, Tesla Roadster, if I am not wrong, and then people went crazy for that. And after that, they started, producing heavy budget cars, and then now they have recently in 2017 or 18 they have launched their budget car Model 3. So today I am renting a Model 3, just to experience it myself for the first hand. I have been curious about Tesla for a long time, due to its power, due to its software features, and what I have been seeing. So just to suppress my curiosity or to understand why people are so hyped about that, I am renting it out for a day. So in this video, I'll take you along with me on the journey, and I will show you where I am renting it from, and then what is the price I am getting, and then how many kilometers I can drive, and for how many days I am renting. Without any further ado, let's go and pick up our car, and then from there we'll continue our journey. So guys, I forgot to mention one thing. By the time you are seeing this video, I would have bought the Model 3 and then made some videos. I will leave the playlist above here in the video and in the description as well for you to check that out. In that video, I have given an overview of the Tesla, and then explained its software features, and maybe hopefully I would have done a road trip to give you a context of that, how does the range work and all that. So you can see those videos here. So we have almost reached the destination where we wanted to pick up our Model 3. I think the guy from whom we are renting, he will give us a basic overview of the vehicle and then show us some basic features and safety tips, and then from there car will be ours, for the duration of our renting.
So first we'll just set up your driver's profile. Easy entry means whenever you're trying to get in the car, it's the easy entry, and then as soon as you press the brake, it will align according to your profile. So first things first, we'll go to the driver profile settings, and then I'll just put your initials here, N. That should be fine. Right now, adjust your mirrors and steering wheel. So I'll just select the mirrors here. Now this is for the left mirror currently. The way you set that up is you scroll this up to make sure it moves up, down to make sure it moves down. And then if you press this on the left, it goes outward. Press this to the right, it goes inside. Right, so set it however you want, which you feel comfortable. And once you're done with that, then we can do the same thing for the right. So now again with the same the left cursor, with the same the left scroll.
Left cursor.
So you can do the same.
I can adjust this later on
afterwards as well. So we'll just save this, and then once this is done, all you would need to do is make sure that this is done. So I'll go once again, pedals and steering. This is where acceleration standard mode is perfect. Steering is this one. So when it's comfort, you can steer it more. If it's sports mode, it's really hard, which I don't like it. Stopping mode is hold. What that means is once you let go of the accelerator, it's gonna try and brake itself. It's not like the gas car that if you let go of the accelerator, it will still keep going.
Regenerative braking.
Right? And I'll apply this because when, let's say if the car is like 95% charged or 93%, 91% charged, then when you lift the acceleration, sometimes it doesn't brake because there is no regenerative. The battery is fully charged or almost 90%. So what this does is it applies the brake if it needs to on the regenerative. So this should be turned on, not a problem. Other than that, I'll say for your controls, you can also set up your steering wheel the same way. So up, down, out, in. So however way you want to set that up. Right?
Sounds good.
And then I'll just set up for your profile, where is it? Easy entry. So that way is when you get in, it will be easy entry. When you get out of the car, it will be just set to your profile. You should know now when it comes to like charging, this is the main screen of the car. This is where you get access to everything. So pedal and steering charging, you won't need to, you can just click here to open the charge port, or also this icon that you see here.
Okay.
Autopilot, currently auto steer beta is, I'll turn this on, but I'll give you, because this is a new software update that has come with full self-driving, and I'll say for the full self-driving beta profile, always go with chill, because the car does tend to get aggressive in full self-driving. And these are just some of the other options, so that should be fine. Offset speed, I'll just say -5. What that means is, if the speed limit is 60 kilometers and you do self-driving on, it will make sure that it's 55. So I don't, because when it's 60, it does try to accelerate really fast if it's from 0 to 60. So that's why I keep it a bit low. Speed warning is just displayed, so if you're crossing the limit, that's normal. Yep, all that should be fine. And green light traffic chime is just, if the light turns green, it will give you a sound that okay, you're good to go.
Sounds good.
Locks and everything, that's fine. You don't need to know much about that. You can explore it by yourself. Trips basically tells me, okay, how much battery power is consumed. Let's say if you're driving really fast, accelerating, the average energy consumed would be more. If you're driving like a normal person or just like a grandmother, then it's basically going to be low. So that's pretty much that. And I don't think the other things matter. Now, a few important things. This right cursor, you'll be wondering what this is used for. So this is mostly for like voice commands. And also when you turn on autopilot, if you want to increase the speed, you can go scroll up and down. So this one, let's say open charge port. So it will open the charge port from the behind. And then basically I just click here, close charge port, it will close it. So this is just a voice command. You can just say like navigate to Ottawa downtown. It's going to pick a place in downtown. You're gonna just, so this is how I use it. Other way you can navigate is just like here. You can navigate wherever you are. These are just the recent places that I've been through and all that stuff. So that's that. Now I'll just give you a brief tour. So this here is the camera system. It has 3 cameras in the front here, which are used for autopilot. There is one cabin camera here. So if you're sleeping, if you're using mobile during driving, it's gonna give you a warning. And I would recommend not to do that, because it turns off the autopilot. Like if they give you a warning and there is a strike, the strike goes on the car itself, not just on the driver profile. So make sure you don't abuse the software. And other than that, there are cameras on these 2 cameras help you for like just blind spot detection. And if you turn on like the like your signal, it will also turn on automatically. So that's another thing. There's 2 cameras here at the door. If you, once you get out, you probably have a look at it. If anyone's trying to look at the car, or if you're away from the car, anyone's near the car, there is a mode here in the security safety. It's called Sentry Mode. So once you turn it on, it automatically records everything that's happening around the car. And how you can find that Sentry Mode is basically like here. You can see I was doing some work with the car, just getting things set up before you were coming. So let's say like the last 20 minutes, whatever it did record, it will be basically here. So just this is, so you can see, so it does record everything. But once you turn on Sentry Mode, it basically records from that moment. So it knows if someone's around the car and the car key is not around, then it's turned on and it's saved on the USB. So that is pretty much everything you need to know about the details of the car. Now I'll just give you a quick we'll go on a quick short tour just to see how autopilot works, because it's very different from how it used to be. And I'll recommend using autopilot mostly like on highways, and you can use it in the city as well, but not where it's very congested and the car needs to really,
I understand.
That's the
human interference is must actually.
Exactly.
You cannot predict how cars come on the in the inner roads. Right?
No, you cannot 100%. It cannot be right by itself, because it's reliant on vision and cameras right now. So what we can see, maybe it cannot see at that point. So that's one of the reasons why I'll advise not to use it in like really congested areas. But other than that, you should be good to go. Do you want
Here?
here? I'll just choose this location.
Okay.
And okay, so let's start. Let me just put on my seatbelts. And AC and everything is basically here. You can control the flow as you want.
Yeah.
Rear ones, yeah, that's started as well. Anything that you need, whatever, you know, that's just the normal thing.
Okay.
So other than that,
Where's my driver profile?
driver profile is here.
Okay.
But you don't need to do it. Just press brake and push it
Yeah,
down.
I would like to.
So that's on the left side, right? So what I'll do is wait, push it, press brake and pull all the way down. So now set up your stuff. Has like 3 different,
It should be good.
so you can just save it here now.
Okay.
So now this is saved to your profile. So yep, you're good to go. So we'll take a right from, so yeah, just use the normal acceleration, you should be fine. I'll say take it a bit slow so you'll realize how the acceleration works.
Okay.
So yeah, you're good to go. Yeah.
There's no electronic handbrake or anything as such, right?
No handbrakes, nothing as such.
Okay. So we'll just go to the
Yeah,
right.
we'll just take a right, should be fine. And I'll say with this, yep, it doesn't turn as much as it turns a gas car, so that's another thing that you'll realize. Yeah. So taking U-turns is going to be some problem, but that's the only thing. Yep, let's take a left. And yeah, take a left from here. And left from here. So right now you see how it detects everything around it. And this icon here basically means that you have access to AutoPilot.
Okay.
When this icon is not there, it means you don't have access to AutoPilot. So we'll take a left from here.
It takes some getting used to that.
Yeah, I know, the regenerative. It's
Yeah.
very, it's
It's new. Actually.
It's new.
Yeah,
It's new.
You need some.
So so now just double tap this down, and yeah, just let go of the see, that's the, wait for it. Always make sure you have control over the car. But what it's going to do is it's going up, so just it knows that okay, it doesn't have anyone else coming left or right.
Okay. So it's on autopilot.
It's on AutoPilot right now.
Okay.
But I'll show you what you need to do from your end. Always make sure hands are around the steering wheel. So it's gonna crawl up because it needs to see from the cameras on the left and right side that no other cars are coming.
Okay.
That's where in the stop sign it gets really tricky because we humans detect it really easily.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And so okay, here it's going to go. That should be fine. And to stop AutoPilot, you just pull it up, it will stop by itself.
Okay.
But right now it's going smoothly as we had that -5 set, right? So on a speed limit of 40, it's going 35.
Okay, it's just slowing down for the
Yeah, just because
obstructions. Yeah.
humans are, see now it's saying apply slight turning force to the steering wheel
Okay.
just to make sure that you're awake.
Yeah, paying attention.
Yeah, and this camera here, it watches on your motion basically.
Okay.
So so this is basically the AutoPilot that I was talking about. It takes left, right, all the turns by itself,
Okay.
but
So
it's not that perfect yet.
this is full self-driving beta.
This is basically full self-driving beta.
Okay, so you need to purchase this additionally if you
Yes.
want.
So now be careful because here, yeah, if you press brake, AutoPilot is done and you have now control of the car.
Okay.
So that's why I won't use AutoPilot like here where there's like some additional layers which is hard for it to detect. So that's the only thing. But if you want to guess where it's going, like in the screen, it will show you exactly what the route is being chosen by the car, right?
Okay.
So yeah, now you have it. You get used to the regenerative braking because it's very new, right, for you. So you might feel a jerk at first that I'm letting go of the
Yeah. It takes some time to getting used to. If you want
Definitely.
to stop at a place, in in generally gas car, you go to that place and you brake it.
Yeah,
But
this one it will brake it. Yeah, like you
just,
see.
remove your foot.
You'll have to adjust. Like you can also set this up based on how gas cars work.
Okay.
But I mean, the point of this is using the regenerative braking to recharge the battery a little bit. So that's the only purpose.
Okay.
But yeah, autopilot. See, right now we don't have that sign. So if you double press, it's not gonna work because we don't have that steering sign here.
Okay.
And it detects everything like person, car, cones. Yep. So. And one more thing you may wanna test is if you turn on the left signal, like to turn left, it will try and make it when it's safe to do so. If it doesn't need to, then it won't do it. Yeah, press acceleration a little bit because here it sees these lights that are covered right now, and there's a railing sign, right? So it stops on that as well. Yep. So it's taking a left because it knows we need to make a U-turn, which it wouldn't, but. That's basically autopilot, so that's full self-driving for you here. And this you can use to like 60, so that's how the speed is set up. You can scroll up and down based on that. So yeah, you can just turn that off now, autopilot. No, up, just one up. Yep, and you have to take control. And we'll just make a left from here. Just make a, I don't like U-turn. Yeah, let's make a U-turn. Should be fine. Turn on cruise control. It's just like one tap down, and that's basically it.
Okay.
And you can use it from the app itself. So yeah. So you see this gray here is like the braking it's doing itself when we turned on that setting which says apply braking for regenerating. Full self-driving. In the US it's a bit better compared to here. I mean, they have the same software as us, but it's just that the routes and the road, especially in Ottawa downtown where the roads are not the best in the world, I don't like to use it much. Highway is a piece of cake. I usually travel from like Ottawa to Toronto, and it just, so yeah, green chime sound, that means we can go. But yeah, it's if you're coming from a gas car, yes, regenerative braking is the one thing, and the other one is there's literally like not much sound in the car. So those two things. But yeah, other than that, you should be good. You should not have any other.
I think I have got a hang of it.
Yes, you have got.
It just takes.
It does take time, but once you get used to it, it's really.
Convenient.
It's convenient. I don't like going back to the gas vehicles.
No, I have been planning to get one from a long time, but my only concern is that this doesn't have a good range in winter. That's my only drawback.
I mean, yeah, that's a drawback for sure. But the new vehicles that are coming out, they have a range of like 690 kilometers.
No, they are costing 90,000.
Well, that's the thing, right?
So I was looking at a used Model S 2014.
I wouldn't go for Model S. Go for a Model 3 or Model Y. That's the one I would recommend. Model S is way too expensive. Model X is also way too expensive. Model 3 is like the sedan version. Model Y is the SUV. So if you want SUV, go for Model Y. That's a bit expensive. Model 3 is one of their cheapest models, and it's basically you'll have standard range, long range, performance. Never go for performance.
Yeah.
Choose long range or standard range plus.
At the end of the day, for our personal usage, I believe this should be fine. Whatever range,
yes.
I mean, whatever speed this has to offer, right?
Yeah.
This should be fine. But for Model S, you are getting free supercharging for the lifetime.
No.
So
no, you're not.
You are. I mean, not a new one. You used one.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, that's definitely true. But if you're just going for that, then I would say you're missing out, because Model S in 2014 didn't had the best hardwares for full self-driving, right?
Yeah.
So and also battery wasn't one of the best batteries at that time, definitely. But Model S has a way better range than Model 3. But I would say, yeah, if you want a used one as well, you can go straight. I'll say Model 3, Model Y. Like if you're looking for long term, I would say go for Model Y. Yeah, this is the right. I chose Model 3 because I'm right now just by myself, no family. But once I have family, I'm pretty much thinking to get a Model Y as well.
But these are expensive.
Yeah, they are. I got it in August 2020, so 2 years. That time it did cost me around 87K for the car itself, along with the full self-driving software.
Okay.
Now the software itself is $20,000.
Seriously?
Yeah, and when I bought it, the software was $12,000. So I know that I paid extra for something I had to wait for 2 years, but I know that it would be worth it over the time. And I just have to make sure that I take good care of the car. And obviously, when you get the car new, you want to really exploit all the features, its capabilities.
Yeah.
But once you get used to it, you know that you can overtake pretty much anyone on the road. You can take a left.
Okay.
You know that you have the ability to overtake anyone on the road, but that's not what I then drive for. So over the time, I think I made a good choice rather than going for a house. Because that was my plan.
Yeah, my plan was the same. But
yeah, you can take a left. Yeah. This is one thing that I don't like, which is the curb thing. If you ever want to make sure how far or close you are to the curb, you can. Yeah, this is the reverse, and this line here kind of shows you how far or how near you are.
Okay.
But I usually use the reverse to make sure that how close and far I am from the car.
So guys, I have returned the Tesla which I have rented. I have only rented it for a day. I booked it from 3 p.m. to 3 p.m. So I have returned it. So I have booked it from a platform called as Turo. Turo is a platform wherein you can rent your private cars so that others can use them when it's sitting in the garage. So for this 1 day rental, it cost me around $200. That's a bit expensive, I know. But let me break down that $200 to you. So to break down that $200, the amount that goes to the car owner is somewhere between $120 and $130, and Turo was charging me around $25 or $30 for using their platform, so it was $160, and then I had to get an insurance of $35. There were 3 insurance packages available. One is a third party or comprehensive insurance. It's for free of cost, but in that case the vehicle you are driving is not covered if you get into an insurance. So I opted for a minimal insurance wherein there is a deductible of 2,000. That cost me around 35, and there was one other option also, maximum protection insurance, wherein you get a deductible of only 500 if in case of any accident or something like that. So I thought for my case 35 would be fair enough, so it cost me $200 on a whole for me to rent a Tesla Model 3 2020 model for a day. So if anyone want to rent a Tesla here in Ottawa, I will leave the link of the person from whom I have rented in the description below. You can go check that out. He was very helpful. So what happened is that once I reached to pick up my car, he gave me basic overview of the car, how the car works, because this is the first time I am driving a Tesla. So he took me on a small tour wherein he explained all features, how the full self-driving works and all that. You'll be seeing that. I believe you have already seen that in the video. After that, he gave me the key. He has transferred me the access for 1 day, and the return was also fairly simple. I just had to park it at his place and check out of Turo app. He had a normal physical verification to check that there are no damages, and that was done. So to summarize my thoughts on owning a Tesla for a day is that Tesla is absolutely an amazing car. I have been loving the car for the time I was using. The acceleration was great. The self-driving beta was absolutely stunning. So I have thoroughly enjoyed driving the car, but there are 3 problems for me to get that car. Primarily being the range in the winter. As you know, the range in the winter for this Tesla or any electrical car in general reduces by up to 40 to 50%. Now that Model 3 long range was having an estimated range of 430, but in winter it drops down to 250. So in 250 you cannot do a road trip or even travel to a particular page. If I wanted to travel from Ottawa to Toronto, I would have to make 1 or 2 stops at supercharger. So that is a bit disappointing. And second thing is that you need to have an infrastructure for you to charge at home. But in my case, I am living in an apartment, so I don't have that infrastructure, so I'll have to rely on supercharging. So that is not good for the car and for my pocket as well. Supercharging is a bit expensive, not as compared to as gas, but it's expensive nonetheless. And the third thing being the price, of course. So if I wanted to get a Model 3 which is of standard range plus with full self-driving, it is costing me somewhere between 80 to 90,000 Canadian dollars. That's bit expensive when you compare them to gas cars. You get a lot of features for this, but right now for my situation, I believe that that is not worth shelling out that much amount of money. I am looking in the market for a used Model S. Maybe if I get something out of luck, I might get one somewhere between $30,000 to $40,000, which has unlimited free supercharging. Let's see how that goes. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do let me know in the comment section below if you have any feedback for me. I hope this was helpful for someone. Bye bye, take care, like and subscribe. See ya.